Hello, thank you for tuning in. The tarot cards I'm going to use for this one are The Art of Love Tarot by, I was just looking at the name, Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. I'll get that a little closer so you can read it if you want to. Here's what the front of the box looks like. And there's a website, blueangelonline.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested in these cards, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Spellcasting Oracle cards by Barbara, Flavia, and Lisbeth. Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. I just realized I said that out of order. They're their full names if you're interested. On the back here are some websites. Shewhoisart.com is what pops up to me most times. Feel free to freeze frame and check out any of that information, of course, if you're interested. And the dice I use are from Amazon. I use the 20, and somebody made the point that I'm also missing the Fool card. That is correct. I didn't realize that, but you're right. I'm missing the Fool card, and I'm missing the World card, 21. But I roll with it. And for the Minor Arcana, I use a combination of the 12, 1 through 12, which omits Queen and King, but I roll with it. And I use the four-sided dice to select the element, in case you're wondering what I'm doing there. All right. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much. And now on to your reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? Oh, this is Sagittarius. Yeah, you got your card coming up. Okay. I'm kind of like, wow. A lot of fire cards popping up all of a sudden. Like I said that, and then it's like, all of a sudden this is just going to go your way is what I'm getting. What is this? Okay. So the 8 of Fire, that's like speed usually. It says surge, speed. So whatever the situation is, it's been a little bit ungrounded. I feel like you're waiting for something. You're waiting for something to come in, but it's kind of like something's a little fuzzy. I expect something to happen, something to go my way. It feels like it should fairly soon. I feel like you should start getting information about what's coming. Like when you're seeing this, you should be getting the information fairly soon that whatever you're hoping for, or you're like, I don't know if it's actually going to happen, I'm hoping it's going to happen. One of those things, you're going to see the truth come forward very soon. But it's kind of like, even though it's coming forward, I'm getting information, I'm having a hard time believing in it. I want this to happen, but I'm like, I'm going to work towards it, but I can't put too much energy towards it because I'm not really sure yet. It's kind of like waiting for that first paycheck, but it's like, I know what it should be, but I have to wait to see it. Like, it should show up in 2 weeks, but, until it actually happens, because I've worked at other places, it takes a month before you get your first paycheck, and I don't like that, but if that's what happens, I want to be prepared for it. Something like that. I'm trying to stabilize my situation so I'm not overexcited about something before it actually happens. But whatever it is, it's making me feel really good. Like, it looks like it's happening. It looks like it's coming. Whatever it is, it's going to be like 2 to 3 months is what I'm getting. Take that with a grain of salt, of course. 2 to 3 months. King of Cups. What's the other card next to it? Happy Family, which is kind of like the 10 of Cups energy. You actually have the 10 of Cups happening again in the other deck. This is also the Two of Cups at the top. Like, I'm feeling really good about something, but I'm waiting. I feel like I'm waiting again, but I have good information coming to me. That I'm also nervous. Like, I'm ready to do this now. I'm ready to win this, whatever this is. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to win. Okay, why is this like looming like this? Why is this happening? Like, why is this not just happening? Why is it like delayed? Stagnant energy. Somebody's resisting it. And there could be a political reasoning behind it. You got the Knight of Swords kind of a little wonky in there. You got the Death card a little wonky in there. Death card sometimes talks about Scorpio energy. Something isn't quite on the level here, which is why it's delayed. It's not delayed for a good reason, but I get like it's not bad, but it's not good, if that makes sense. Like, it's not being delayed for a good reason, but it's not gonna cause you too much more damage. This shouldn't. Whatever this is, it needs to kind of finish off, is what I'm getting. There's an energy that's been holding the line against you, and I feel like whatever that is, it's just gonna flat out give up, which is weird, but okay. Can I get a little bit more about that? Whatever this is, it's gonna give up. I don't feel really good about it, but I feel at the same time like, yeah, it should give up, but I don't like the terms. It's something about the terms is bothering me. Cause I'm like, all right. Judgment in your favor. It's judgment in your favor, but I'm questioning if it feels like it. I don't like the way that this other side is letting go. I got the Four of Cups with judgment half in, half out. Like, judgment is technically in your favor, but I'm like, I don't really like how this feels. I don't like that. There's something technical about it, like, I don't like it. Something I don't like about this. Not in the sense of, like, getting what you need. You're getting what you need, but, like, it's like whoever's giving it is almost like, I'll give you that, but only because I have to. Or it's like, I'm not going to admit any wrongdoing, or I'm not going to admit that I was holding it back. I'm not going to admit to anything, but I'll give you what you fairly should have. It's like, I don't know. I don't feel like the person giving up or whoever's giving up, I don't feel like they're getting away with anything. But there's some type of weird semantics energy going on there. There's a challenge when you get what you're supposed to get. You got the Temperance card coming in. Like, you're getting what you should have had before now. You should have had this before now is what I'm also getting. When it does come in, there's a challenge coming in with it to let it go. You're going to have this moment where you're kind of like, I don't like the way that played out. That didn't quite play out correctly. I did get what I was supposed to get. So, like, if somebody had been owing you $10 for the last 5 years, you finally get your $10. But it's kind of like they're not admitting that they were holding it back. They're not admitting that they had owed you that much more. Like, they're not admitting to anything, and it's kind of bothering me. There's a chance here to just make peace with it, find a way to make peace with it, and let it go as best you can, realistically, as best you can, to find a way to make peace with it. Whoever this is, they're not getting away with anything, but it's almost like this facade as if they are. There's a weird facade. They're not. There's a lot of damage over there, whatever that is. It's a facade making it look like they're not really having to pay the way they should have to pay, but they are. This is something that you might not see it play out in your lifetime the way you want it to. It is kind of like it's making whatever it is, whoever it is paying you whatever they're paying you or whatever's coming your way. They are getting the detriment. It's just like a facade where it looks like it's not. It's a very murky, weird facade. It's weird. The challenge is to not try to balance it out. The challenge is to let it go. If you go this other route where you keep trying to balance it out, you keep trying to fight this, kind of like, okay, that wasn't good enough. I want you to admit what you did. I want the truth. I want you to acknowledge the truth. It feels like it's going to make you sick. That's not how this ultimately is playing out right now. It makes sense why you would want it, is what I'm getting. It makes total sense, but I also get that it's going to create more damage for you. Realize you did what you needed to do. You got what you needed to get. It's a facade. It's like they're trying to drive you crazy. Don't let that happen. It's a facade that they're not going to pay for what they need to pay for. It's a facade that they're not being held accountable. It's like, I don't know, it reminds me of like a kid that like they got in trouble. So it's almost like a kid that got caught stealing and they had to give back what they stole. But from the outside it looks like, yeah, but they didn't have any other repercussions other than giving me back. Like they stole something from me. They gave it to me years later. They gave it back. But it's like all they had to do was give it back. They didn't actually get repercussions for being a thief. But I'm getting behind the scenes. No, they are. It's like there's other things that like they're like I feel like they're like under house arrest, but they're like playing it off like they're not. Or there's other things they have to pay back, and there's other detriments here. Like it's almost like somebody lost, like maybe they had a government job and they lost it for doing what they did. There's a lot of different things that are going on behind the scenes, but they're hiding it. They're just hiding it to make it look like they didn't do anything wrong. But all this stuff behind the scenes is happening, is what I'm getting. If you try to search it out and find it, it's going to drive you cuckoo. It's a challenge, but if you can find a way to let it go and find peace, there's other ways to make peace with this. Am I also getting? What do you mean other ways? High Priestess. That's a very powerful card in this, especially in this reading for some reason. Seven of Pentacles. Work towards another way. You know what? So like we're gonna use the same analogy. It's like a kid that stole from you, held it for 5 years, and it looks like they just gave it back. Like, oh well, all right, I give it back to you. I didn't steal it, but I guess I'll give it to you, whatever. And it looks like they're getting away with it. They're not. Other things are going on behind the scenes. They're saying then where you would go with this, because I got the Two of Wands, the Community card, which is sometimes the Three of Cups, and then the Balance. I keep saying Balance. Eight of Angels. Eight of Swords is feeling trapped. But it's not you being trapped. It's almost like, working towards like, I had this happen to me. Somebody stole something from me. And now that I'm looking back, if people were aware of what was really going on, other people could have looked out for me. If other people had seen what was going on, I feel like other people would have stepped in. I feel like if other people knew to look out for this, I feel like other people would have looked out for this. It's almost like educating people, kind of like, not only like trying to get them to protect themselves differently, but like looking out for others. Like before this happens to somebody else, before somebody else gets stolen from, here's our signs. Here's ways to look out for it. Here's how to protect against it, so you can look out for others before this happens to other people. Something like that. It's kind of like, better security cameras. Like if you see somebody acting suspicious before a victim walks into that, help them not be a victim. Protect that situation before that victimhood occurs to you or anybody else, to somebody you love or somebody, you know what I mean? Something like that. It's like educating the situation. Like this isn't just on the people who become victims. This is also for people who want to protect people so that other people don't become victims. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like not victim blaming. It's kind of like proactive. Like before somebody goes down this street, other people in the neighborhood keep an eye out for them. And step outside to make sure that they don't look like they're alone. Make sure that you're there too, that you're watching, not only so they have to only look out for themselves, but you're looking too, so that they don't get stolen from. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense the way I'm saying it. So it's like, that person doesn't have to be on guard constantly just for walking down that street. Other people are part of that street already, are already like keeping an eye out. Like we're not going to let victims happen on our street. Does that make sense? I hope I made sense with that. Anything else? One last thing. Okay. I was going to end it, but like one last thing. You are a whole person. You're not meant to be at peace with this situation in the sense of like it was okay. You're meant to be at peace with this situation like I'm not allowing it to own me. Does that make sense? Like whatever the situation is, whatever somebody stole from you, you're meant to be at peace in the sense of like you're a whole person and you've done everything you can. You're not meant to be at peace with like that's okay that happened. Not that way, not like that. But like, you know, I overcame this and I'm doing what I can to make sure that this doesn't happen to other people, that other people don't get stolen from. So being whole in that sense, because I don't feel whatever was stolen, I don't feel like you're ever supposed to be like, well, that was okay. Like that's never supposed to happen. Like that was ever rectified. It's supposed to be like I'm a whole person that doesn't own me, and I'm educating other people so that they're aware of these things and how these things happen. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I'm going to let that go there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.